based on personal knowledge, Your Honor, the documents that are part of the summaries, Your Honor. This way, Your Honor, we will not have to present again acknowledgement receipts this morning and identify each and every one. So, in sum, Your Honor, my manifestation is to the effect that we expand the directive of the presiding officer directing the parties to separately submit their documents, and for the clerk to itself, clerk of court's office to itself, make the comparison. We want to expand it to include that this witness, Ms. Silene, appear before the clerk of court in the presence of counsels for the petitioner and for the respondent for the purpose of one, identifying, and two, authenticating the documents in the tabulation, Your Honor. This will save the court 2 hours today.
Your Honor.
Counsel, before you respond, Attorney Christine. Counsel, does your manifestation have anything to do with the fact that you wound up your direct? Does that mean you intend to proceed with your direct again today?
No, Your Honor, if
So your direct is done?
Your
It's
Honor,
a manifestation in regard to the ARs.
Your Honor, it depends on the discretion of the presiding officer. If the presiding officer will allow this witness to appear before the clerk of court in front of both counsels, Your Honor, for the purpose of identifying and authenticating the documents presented, Your Honor, then we will terminate our direct examination.
I believe you already did yesterday, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, but under the control, private prosecutor, Your Honor, is under the control and supervision of the public panel of public prosecutors who have expressed to this representation their concern about a possible objection, a technical objection of the defense counsel on the issue of identification and authentication of these separate acknowledgement receipts. So, Your Honor.
In the interest of moving forward, don't worry, Attorney Silene. No need to comment. The chair will make a ruling. Last night, the acknowledgement receipts that came from the counsel for respondents were submitted already to the clerk of court for comparison with the ARs of the prosecution. Both are certified true copies. Although some ARs are certified by a different certifying officer from COA, but both are certified true copies, and we will proceed with the comparison. It was clear from the witness yesterday, and it's clear to the court, that she based her tabulation on the ARs that she said were all certified by the same person. That's your copy, counsel. And we took note of that and acknowledged that. These are certified true copies from both sides which we will compare to avoid that situation from happening. And we will be ruling on the admissibility of these ARs once it is formally offered based on this comparison. Without need for Silene really to tell us that they look alike or are alike. But counsel, as of yesterday, insofar as the randomly picked or well chosen ARs yesterday, counsel for the respondent did not raise their copies apparently, or we will know now at cross. Apparently, there is no discrepancy or difference when you're presenting those ARs to the witness. And again, that is their right to present their copy because their theory is they're questioning, correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Silene, the chain of custody, that it might have been broken. But if it's not broken insofar as the ARs, and after we compare it, then there is no need to further belabor this point. We will rule on the matter, counsel, at the appropriate time. But I'm telling you already where the court is at this point in time in relation to the ARs that Silene testified to and where she based her tables and summaries upon. And that is the copies of the prosecutor. I hope that settles the issue, counsel.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. I think with that ruling, it is now clear that identification and authentication are presumed. from the statement of the presiding officer, subject to cross-examination of counsel for the respondent, Your Honor.
And subject to the comparison that the clerk will be making of these copies coming from both parties, which we will make known to the parties without need of Silene's presence thereafter.
Okay. My last manifestation, Your Honor, and this is for purposes of clarity, because at the end of yesterday's hearing, the parties state, counsel for both parties state to mark the tabulations, Your Honor. And for purposes of the record, can we just state, for the office of the Vice President, tabulations were marked in front of the clerk of court after the hearing, P-1-29 for December 2022 last quarter, the period December 20.
Before you continue, counsel, the one you mentioned is the one made by Attorney Wami.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the subsequent ones will be the ones made by Ms. Saline.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
So these have been marked after the hearing, Your Honor, upon direction of the presiding officer, so as to make efficient use of time of the impeachment court. So for the last quarter, the tabulation made by Mr. Wamil, Attorney Wamil, was marked yesterday as P-1-29. For the first quarter of the office of the Vice President, it's P-1-30. For the second quarter of the office of the Vice President, it is P-1-31. And for the third quarter of the office of the Vice President, marked as P-1-32. Before the clerk of court, and in the presence of defense, respondents' counsel, and prosecution's counsel. A summary of these tabulations was likewise marked for December 2022, P-1-29-1, which we have now, Your Honor, P-1-30-1 for the first quarter of the office of the Vice President, P-1-31-1 for the second quarter, and P-1-32-1, also which we have now, Your Honor, for the third quarter. For the DepEd, Your Honor, we likewise marked at the end of yesterday's hearing tabulations prepared personally by this witness and identified before the impeachment court. P-1-33 for the first quarter, P-1-34 for the second quarter, and P-1-35, all tabulations. For the summary, Your Honor, of these tabulations, P-1-33-1 for the first quarter of the DepEd, P-1-34-1 for the second quarter of the DepEd, and P-1-35-1, Your Honors, for the third quarter of the DepEd. With that, Your Honor, unless counsel.
Duly noted, counsel. The markings mentioned by Attorney Capuna and Attorney Lorna, duly noted.
We therefore reiterate that we have terminated our direct examination, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, counsel. Attorney Christine, you may proceed with your cross when you are ready. You may proceed, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Celine. Is that the way that you pronounce your name, Celine? Celine, okay. So, you have been with the COA since 2014, right?
August 26, 2014 po.
August 26. So that is around 12 years already.
Yes po, magti 12 years.
Okay. You assumed the accounts of the Vice President, the audit of the confidential funds of the Vice President and the DepEd when Attorney Wamil was reassigned to COA aside, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Curious na ako, Ms. Saglin, was that reassignment a promotion or just a plain reassignment, if you know?
Yung kay Mr. Wami
Yes.
po, na-reassign po siya.
Reassignment lang. Okay. So, that was on February 12, 2024.
Opo, tama po.
So, Mr. Wamil was the one who prepared the AOMs for the fourth quarter of 2024 for the OVP. Tama?
Yung AOM po is for the fourth quarter of 2022.
2022 rather.
Opo.
Okay? And he also prepared the AOM for the first and second quarter of 2023.
Ng OBP po.
Okay. So, we will go back to that, no? So, when Mr. Wamil reassigned to you his account, was there any office memorandum that was issued by the COA
Your Honor, please,
reassigning you as the examiner? Of,
the question is misleading, Your Honor. It is not Mr. Wamil who reassigned the account to her. She just occupied the position, Your Honor.
The question was if there was an office memorandum assigning her to take over from Wamil, not Wamil himself. Witness may answer?
Yung sa assignment po kasi namin, ang hawak
No,
na...
just please answer the question. Was there an office memorandum assigning you to handle the accounts of the OVP and the DepEd, particularly the confidential audit of these two offices?
Meron po kaming order na ako po ang assigned na maghawak ng national government agencies.
Particularly the office of the Vice President and the DepEd. Meron po kayo nun?
Ask and answer, Your Honor.
Hindi, my question was specific. No, I'm referring to the DepEd and the OVP.
Witness may answer?
These are national agencies.
Your Honor, please, can the council allow me to continue my
Ask and
question?
answer, Your Honor.
Witness may answer, counsels. May memorandum po ba na nag-assign sa inyo specifically sa DepEd at OVP?
Yung memorandum po is naka-assign ako sa national government agencies.
All.
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, I accept that answer, Your Honor. Was it Mr. Wamil who personally turned over his files to you?
Iniwan po niya yung files niya sa office po nung malipat po siya sa COA Pasay.
Sa kaninong office? Sa'yo? Or kaninong office ba?
Sa custodian po namin sa COA Igfao.
Okay. So, meron mo ba siyang iniwan na endorsement sa inyo? Na ito lahat yung mga files na iniwan ko for this particular account. Meron mo ba? For the OVP, meron mo bang siyang iniwan na endorsement?
Yung mismong mga files po, iwan po niya sa custodian namin.
Endorsement ho, like letter, a summary containing all containing a list of the files that he turned over to the custodian. Meron mo bang ganon?
Meron po kaming logbook pag natapos na po yung...
Logbook. Okay, pero dala mo ba yun ngayon?
Hindi po.
Okay. So how about dun sa DepEd? May iniwan mo ba siyang transmittal doon sa custodian na ito lahat yung mga iniwan kong files with regard to the audit of the DepEd confidential funds? Meron mo ba?
Ang iniwan po niya is yung mismong documents.
Yung mismong document. So walang transmittal na iniwan ho doon sa custodian.
Yung mismong documents.
Document.
po.
Okay, sige. May iniwan mo ba si Mr. Wamil sa inyo? Di ba sabi niyo may mga documents po siyang iniwan. Di ba pag nag-audit po tayo, meron po tayong tinatawag na working papers. Yung mga drafts po natin. May iniwan po si Mr. Wamil sa inyo doon?
Your Honor, please, again, the question is misleading. This witness already said, asked and answered, that Mr. Wamil did not leave documents to her. Mr. Wamil left the documents to the
I will
office.
rephrase, Your Honor.
Kindly rephrase,
Okay,
counsel.
may
Iniwan
iniwan-
bang worksheets sa custodian?
Yes po.
Nakasama po dun sa files yung mga working papers po.
Alright, I'll take that answer. Kayo mo, paano nyo kinuha yung mga files na yun? Kinuha nyo lang diretso sa custodian? Ano pong proseso nun?
Nung ma-assign po sa akin yung sa OBP at sa DepEd, nung nag-submit po sila ng response, ibinigay po sa akin yung response together with the documents na pinagbasehan po nung Audit Observation Memorandum po.
Okay. So in short, di-route lang sa'yo yung response. Tama ko?
Response together with
Yeah.
yung AOM, together with the attachment po na yung mga dokumento.
Okay. So, kailan mo yan ni-route sa inyo? Yung response, yung AOM, mga estimate lang po.
Iba-iba po kasi, di ba, ang una is yung March 13, 2024 na response nila sa NS. Naibigay po sa akin to March 14. Yung sa iba po, hindi ko na matandaan yung exact dates, pero malapit po dun sa after masubmit yung response.
Alright, I'll take that answer. Okay, so WAMIL prepared the AOM for the fourth quarter of 2022 for the Office of the Vice President. Tama po?
Opo.
How about the first to third quarters of 2023? Sino ho ba yung nag-prepare ng AOMs na yun? Dalawa ho yun.
Yung sa OBP po na first and second quarter 2023, nandun pa po siya nung ma-issue po yung AOM. Yung sa third quarter po, siya yung nag-draft. Pero nung na-finalize na po yun, wala na po siya sa COA ICFAO. So, yung custody po ng document na yun, nasa division chief. Kaya nung finalize po yun, division chief na po yung nag-finalize.
Okay. So, alright. Sige, we will flash this AOMs. Kasi nga si Mr. Waming nga yung prepare nung iba sa kanila, no?
May we know from counsel which AOM she will be flashing? Is it the defendant's document or the prosecution's document? Because the defendant's documents were not identified nor presented to this witness. Your Honor. Then if counsel wants to confront the witness with documents she has identified, she has to use the prosecution's evidence because that was the one identified by the witness. If she now intends to present the defense documents, they are not documents that have been identified nor authenticated by this witness during her testimony. We will
She can confront
have
you.
a continuing objection, excuse me, counsel. We will have a continuing objection to their presenting their documents which have not been identified by the witness. They are AOMs. AOMs have been identified by the witness, but these are prosecution's AOMs, Your Honor. May I suggest, Your Honor, to the defense counsel, since she refused for us to use the defense witnesses, that she uses now the prosecution's documents.
That is up to her counsel. She may confront the witness with her copy of the AOM. I'm sure she would be competent to testify whether these are the same documents earlier identified as exhibits for the prosecution or not. Counsel,
Yes.
you may proceed.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. And their AOMs, we did not dispute those. So we have the same copies, Your
Can we
Honor.
then,
Proceed, counsel.
in
Proceed.
connection with that, Your Honor, since counsel admits that our AAMs are their defendants' AOMs, can we just use the prosecution's copies, Your Honor?
But, Your Honor, we have prepared,
Counsel,
visually.
Show them, show the document.
Yeah, I am showing the defense document.
No, we will
No,
not agree.
Your Honor, the counsel cannot
We will
dictate
not
how I
agree,
will
Your
proceed
Honor.
with my cross-examination. Can the counsel, Your Honor, be reminded that I
Counsel,
will
counsel,
We
cross-examine?
will not agree, Your Honor, to
What are you not
presentation
agreeing
of
to,
the
Attorney
defense
Gabon?
documents.
I'm sorry?
Because precisely there was no stipulation yesterday.
There was, Your
now
Honor.
constrained. Excuse me, counsel.
Allow her to finish,
They are
counsel.
now constrained, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
So, the first AOM is dated September 14, 2023. It's AOM number 2023-211. Okay. The assistant counsel can check this copy. Okay. Anyway, I can dispense with that. The second AOM is October 3, 2023. Now, I will direct you to the last page. It says here RCW, JMQ, GAC, RRS, NBP. So, RCW is Roderick C. Wamil, correct?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Who is JMQ?
Dati pong staff namin sa ICFAO.
GAC?
Division chief po. ICFAO.
If you can state her name or his name.
Si Attorney Gloria A. Camora.
Okay, this is Gloria Icamora, RRS.
Dati din pong DC sa ICFO, pero retired na po siya.
Alright. MVP is the signatory.
Opo, si Ascom Dilda Plaras.
Okay. So, we will proceed to the third AOM for the OVP that is dated February 1, 2024. So, I will direct you to the routing list. Do you agree that this is a routing list?
Sila po yung nag-review, nag-evaluate, nag-review ng documents.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that question. Thank you for confirming. Now, it's RCW, Roderick C. Wamil again,
Opo.
JMQ, RRS, NBP.
Opo, tama.
Alright. So, let's go to the AOM for the OVP dated August 8, 2024. On the last page, the routing list, it's RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. But this is August 8, 2024.
Opo, tama.
Wala na si Roderick Wamil dito sa ICFAO.
Wala na po
Correct.
siya, pero dyan po kasi siya yung nag-draft po ng
Siya yung nag-draft nito. So meaning, when he drafted this, he left this doon sa records ba? Or saan?
Yan po kasi may draft na siya, nasa
Mhm.
division chief na po.
Nasa division chief. So, from February to August, so ilang months yun? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, after 6 months, dun lang na-release yung AOM nung wala na si Wamil. Tama?
Opo, kasi po,
Sorry, just answer my question. Celine.
Can you please repeat the question?
So, from February 2024, nung umalis na si Mr. Wamil, di ba, iiwan niya to sa records sa division chief na. So, na-release ito. Your Honor, preparatory nga, sabi nga niya, i-repeat ko daw po. So, inulit
She's
ko.
laying the basis for question, counsel.
So,
Christine, kindly
Yes
finish.
po. So, after 6 months, doon lang na-release yung AOM.
dahil po dumaan pa ito sa
Yeah,
review
sa
po.
review. Hindi ka kasali dito sa grupo na nag-review, nag-draft. Wala kang participation dito.
Na-review ko po yan nung nag-evaluate na po ako ng mga
Eto.
responses dun sa, binasa ko din po yan nung nag-evaluate ako ng responses sa notice of suspension.
So, in short, nakita mo lang to after it has been issued by the COA ICFAO. Tama?
Opo, kasi yun yung naging basis ko ng evaluation.
Sige, okay. Next is the audit observation memorandum for the DepEd. Wait lang. Your Honor, can I just confirm with counsel? So, let's go to the DepEd, ano? Sige, doon din tayo sa routing list, no? February 1, 2024, nandito pa si Roderick Wamil kasi RCW, JFQ, RRS, and NBP.
Opo.
Alright. Let's go to August 8, AOM. RCW, GAC, RRS, NBP. Wala na si RCW pero nasa division head.
Opo, pareho po nung sa OBP.
At saka na-review mo lang to nung na-issue na ng division head ng ICFAO.
Opo, nung mag-evaluate na po
Okay,
ako ng
sige. Salamat, Celine.
Your Honor, may we just note for the record that the documents presented to this witness were defense exhibits.
That has been Okay, so punta naman nun tayo sa responses ng Vice President, no? Nag-submit po sila assisting counsel. Your Honor, David po pangalan niya para pwede niyo siya i-direct kung nagkakamali mo siya, kung hindi yung naaalin yung fina-flash niya.
Thank you for that, counsel.
Okay, sige, punta tayo dito
Can
sa...
also, Your Honor, call our assistant counsel, Your Honor,
Of course,
De La Cruz.
you may approach.
So, etong exhibit na to, again, we'll use our exhibit counsel. Etong exhibit na to ay minarkahan ko as D-1 or -1-115-OVP-C. Okay. So, eto po, eto. So, kasama ho dun sa submission ng Office of the Vice President is a certification dated April 4, 2024. Tama ho?
Opo, kasama po
Eto.
yun sa response.
Okay, salamat Celine. Ito ay inisyo ni Raymond Dante P. Lachica.
Opo, tama.
Okay, so sinasabi ho dito sa first paragraph, this is to certify that the confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 127 areas during the first quarter of CY 2023 and 111 areas during the second quarter of 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela, in Cagayan Valley, Bicol, and Barm, and implementation of OVP Libreng Sakay. Do you see that, Celine?
Yes po.
Okay, salamat. Pero sinabi nyo sa findings nyo na it doesn't pass the proof of success of the intelligence activities, correct?
Yes po,
Okay.
under 4.8.5,
Okay,
hindi po
sige.
sufficient.
So, kasali ho diyan sa letter na yan are what we call as Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte. Nakita niyo mo ba yon?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, so sa bawat quarter na yon, may summary of intelligence work. Nabasa niyo ba yon?
Yung summary po nung
Ang tanong ko, nabasa niyo ba bawat quarter yung summary of intelligence work?
yung pan po, narrative po ng ano yung activity,
Okay.
date, location,
Okay.
yung timeline po. Sige, talagay po sa PIOR.
So, I'll take that answer, no? So,
Please. Never mind that.
I'm
She
showing
might
you
take
this,
my answer,
I'm showing you this document, no? This is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OVP-C, Your Honor. With the caption Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, first quarter CY 2023. Now, punta ko tayo sa item number 4. Okay, number 2 muna tayo sa scope, no? You can read it with me. This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of VPSPG in terms of protective intelligence. Do you confirm that? Protective intelligence operations.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. During the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the first quarter of CY 2023. Do you confirm that?
Opo, tama.
Alright. Number 4. Punta tayo sa number 4. Item 4, you can read it with me. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagement of the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte or Vice President Sara Duterte from January 1 to March 31, 2023 are listed below. So nakita nyo yan. Sakto yung basa ko ng narrative.
Opo, nakalagay po yung engagement.
Okay, salamat. No? Pero nakalagay ho dito in support of the Presidential Security and Protection Group's Protective Security Operations.
Base po sa document.
Alright, sige. Letter A. Nakalagay dito ika 106 na taong pagkakasari pagkakilanlan ng Bustos Minasa Festival Ceremony Opening. So nakalagay, date covered January 2 to January 10, 2023. Location, BMA Park, Poblacion, Bustos, Bulacan. Number 3, probable threats, NPA and criminalities. So number 4, detailed intel collection team, ICT. Nakita niyo ba yan?
Opo, based po sa document.
Okay, salamat po. Nakalagay mo sa timeline of activities na to, may nakalagay yung table, no? Tingnan lang natin isa-isa, no? Kung ito ba talaga ay intelligence work o hindi, no? So, etong number 5, tingnan mo natin yung item number 5. Liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminalities in the municipality of Bustos and its neighboring communities. Ano yan? Intelligence work po yan? Or ano lang ng admin work lang ng Office of the Vice President?
Ang pagkakaintindi ko po dyan, yan yung naging part ng anong activities, yung sa...
Hindi, tatanungin kita, based on how it appears, ano yan? Liaising with intel operatives, ano yan? Normal lang ho yan sa Office of the Vice President na mag-liaise with intel operatives? Or part ho ba yan ng intelligence work? Sa tingin nyo lang ho.
Papasok po siya sa intelligence gathering.
Okay, salamat po. Number 7, intelligence fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Ano ho yan? Papasok po yan sa intelligence or normal work lang yan ng OPP?
Sa intelligence.
Salamat po. Okay, ito. Dito tayo sa actual operations, no? Profiling of participants who will be attending the event provided by organizers. Part 2 ba yan ng normal na function ng OPP? Or papasok po siya sa intelligence work?
Sa intelligence work.
Okay, salamat po. Deployment of intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate, from the landing zone to the venue. Is that an OVP admin work or intelligence related ho yan?
Kasama po yan sa intelligence-related activities.
Okay, salamat po. Okay, gusto ko man hong isa-isahin ito, Your Honor, no? Pero I think we are constrained by time. But the court can peruse the documents no, for its information. Gusto mo, attorney?
Once
Na,
it
baka
is,
magutom
once
na
it is
tayo.
formally offered, that's when
Yeah.
you will be able to peruse it.
So, okay. So, ito yung first quarter pa lang ho ito, Miss Celine, no? Let's go to the second quarter. Okay. So, punta ho tayo sa second quarter ng 2023. Okay. It is covered by the same letter of Mr. La Chica. Okay. So, punta ho tayo dito sa title, no? By the way, Your Honor, this is marked as our Exhibit D-1-115-OBP-M. Okay. So, ang title ho nito ay Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the Engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte, second quarter 2023. Now, punta ko tayo sa scope. Basahin mo natin, Miss Celine, no? This report, number 2, item 2, this report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of BPSPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the second quarter of 2023. Tama ho ba yung binasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Ay, salamat po. Narrative, number 4. The protective intelligence activities carried out in in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagement of the Vice President Sara Duterte from April 1 to June 30 are 2023 are listed below. Sige ho. Letter A, puntahan ho natin yung letter A, no? Yung caption ho niya, National Economic and Development Authority Social Development Committee Cabinet Level Meeting. Do you see that?
Opo, tama.
Okay. So yung date covered po niya ay April 2 to 5, 2023. Tama ho ba?
Opo.
Okay. Location ho niya ay Astoria Plaza Hotel, 15J, Escriva Drive, Ortigas Business District, Pasig City, Metro Manila. Tama ho?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. Nakalagay ho ang possible threats. Letter A, cost-oriented groups, open close parenthesis NDF. And letter B, criminal groups. Nakita niyo ho ba yan?
Opo.
Okay. Number 4, Detailed Intel Collection Team, ICT. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
So number 5, nakalagay na dito yung timeline of activities. No, as shown below, the timeline of activities for the engagement of the Vice President. Now, punta ko tayo sa number 3. Okay. Liaising with Intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminals in Pasig City and its neighboring communities. Ano ho ba yan? Administrative work lang ho ba yan ng OVP or part ho ba yan ng Intel work? Tingin niyo ho?
Intel work po.
Okay. Number 6, intelligence fusion with for the threat assessment and situation update. Intelligence work or normal lang yan na part ng OVP? Admin work.
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Okay. Eto, number 8, ocular inspection, casing and surveillance of the venue. Ano ba yan? Part lang yan ng OVP admin work or intelligence work po yan? Sa tingin niyo po?
Intelligence work po.
Okay, salamat po. Number 12, final briefing Intel operatives and informants. Part 2 ba yan? It's an informants along routes, primary and alternate from the PNP and MMDA. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance activities or normal lang yan sa OPP?
Part po ng surveillance activity.
Okay, salamat po. Number 16, provided intelligence coverage prior to the arrival, actual, and departure of the Vice President. Part 2 ba yan ng surveillance or normal lang yan sa OPP?
Surveillance po.
Okay, salamat. May nakalagay dito na post operations, no? Okay, number 18. Continuous collaboration with the Intel operatives of Pasig City Police Office. Surveillance ba yan or normal lang na admin work yan ng Office of the Vice President?
Surveillance po.
Okay, salamat po. Sige. Meron pa tayong ibang nakalista ho dito which the Honorable Court can also peruse. Okay. So, punta ho tayo sa third quarter. Another level to certification. Okay. Punta ko tayo sa third quarter. Covered ho to ng certification pa ho ni Mr. Lechica ho, no? Na dated April 6, 2024.
Yung sa third quarter po, September 30, 2023.
Yes, pero I mean, covered pa yun ng submission kasi nakalagay naman dito. Wait, yes, excuse me lang, Your Honor, I will confirm with my counsel. Okay, ayun na. So, may certification mo dito na sinabit si Mr. Dante Lechica dated September 30, 2023. Nakalagay ho dito, babasahin ko, Celine, okay lang?
Opo.
Sige, sabay tayo. Ano?
this is to certify, Silene pala, sorry po. This is to certify that confidential activities such as surveillance and information gathering were performed in 122 areas during the third quarter of CY 2023, which enabled the team to prevent untoward incidents from transpiring during the engagements of the Vice President and in the implementation of the programs of the Office of the Vice President, including the establishment of 3 new satellite offices, Isabela, in Cagayan Valley, Bicol, and Barm, and the implementation of the OVP Libreng Sakay Program. Tama ho ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo.
Okay, so ito ho yung naging support niya, proof of success of the information gathering na sinabit ni Office of the Vice President. Tama ho?
Opo, response po nila sa EOM for the third.
Salamat po. Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-B for the court's information. Now, may naka-attach ho dito na PIOR. No, yun yung tawag natin doon, no? Protective Intelligence Operations Report for the engagements of Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the third quarter of 2023. Okay, nakikita niyo ba yan?
Opo.
Your Honor, this has been marked as Exhibit D-1-116-OVP-C for the respondent. Now, tingnan mo natin yung scope again, Celine. No? This report pertains to the narrative of events and accomplishments of the VPSPG in terms of protective intelligence operations during the engagement of the Vice President Sara Z. Duterte for the third quarter CY 2023. Do you see that?
Opo.
Okay, salamat. Number 4, narrative. The protective intelligence activities carried out in support of the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group's protective security operations for the places of engagements of the Vice President Sara Duterte from July 1 to September 30, 2023 are listed below. Tama ba yung binabasa ko?
Opo, tama po.
Okay, thank you. So letter A, may nakalagay ho doon, DPWH inauguration and opening of Davao City Coastal Bypass Project, Segment A. Date covered, June 28 to July 1, 2023. Location, Davao City Coastal Road, Times Beach, Ecoland, Davao City. Sakto? Sakto pa binabasa ko?
Opo, tama.
Okay, thank you. Probable threats, letter A, cause-oriented groups, open-close parenthesis, NTF, and letter B, criminal groups. Tama po?
Opo,
Okay,
tama.
thank you. Number 4, detailed intel collection team, ICT4, tama po?
Opo.
Okay, number 5, timeline of activities, no? As shown below, the timeline of activities of the Vice President are as follows. So, tingnan natin yung number 4 kung magpupuan po yan sa confidential or surveillance work, no? Number 4, liaising with intel operatives and respective informants of the PNP and AFP for the data information gathering needed for the threat assessment on criminalities in Davao City and neighboring areas. Does that fall under confidential activity or normal lang yan sa administrative work or normal administrative work lang yan ng OVP?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Okay, salamat. Number 5 po, no? Intel fusion with the for the threat assessment and situation update. Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Opo.
Okay, salamat po. Ito hong number 11, no? Final briefing to intel operatives and informants. Ano ba to? Normal lang to na trabaho ng OVP or part ito ng surveillance or confidential work?
Papasok po siya sa surveillance activity.
Alright. Then, baba tayo dito sa actual operations, no? Itong profiling and security tagging of the participants, item number 12, who will be attending the event. Papasok po ba na normal admin work lang yan ng OVP or papasok po siya as confidential work or surveillance?
Papasok po siya dun sa surveillance.
Okay, salamat. deployment of intel operatives and informants along routes, primary and alternate from the PNP. Surveillance or normal work lang yan ng OVP.
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Number 14, provided intel coverage prior to the arrival, actual and departure of the Vice President. Surveillance or normal lang yan. Part lang yan ng admin work ng OVP.
Papasok po siya sa surveillance.
Okay. So, post-operation. Number 16, continuous collaboration with the intel operatives of Davao City Police Office and TF Davao. Pasok po siya sa admin work or surveillance or confidential work.
Sa surveillance.
Okay. So, nakikita mo dito lahat, Miss Celine, no? Pati na yung doon sa report, nakita mo naman na isa-isa yon lahat may mga dates at lugar. Tama po?
Opo, nakalagay po yung narratives.
Okay.
Yung timeline.
So, for the first and second and third quarters of 2023, do you confirm that? Nakalagay naman yan lahat. May dates, may activity, at may lugar. Tama ho?
Opo, based po sa PIOR reports na submitted.
Okay.
May mga details po naman.
Salamat. So, lahat ng mga submissions ng OVP for the first to third quarter, kasama itong Protective Intelligence Operations Report. Meaning, sa first quarter, yung pinakita ko nga, may sinabit kanina, di ba?
Kasama po dun sa response nila sa AOM.
Okay, so kasama din doon sa response nila yung second quarter na Protective Intelligence Report.
Kasama din po dun sa
Okay.
attachment.
As well as the third quarter, which is itong binasa niyo.
Opo, kasama din po yan.
Okay. But, despite of all of this, no, sinabi mo, hindi, disallowed pa rin yan kasi walang evidence of success eh. Walang evidence of success eh, no? Wait lang.
Kindly turn on the mic for the prosecutor.
Your Honor, the counsel is being argumentative with
No,
witness.
I'm just asking a question. Sabi ko,
What is the question again?
ang question ko, despite of all of those reports, no, dinisallow nyo pa rin yung payment of rewards. Kasi sabi ninyo, no proof of success. Diba?
Argumentative, Your Honor.
Hindi
That is
sinabi-
the finding of this
Kaya nga,
witness.
sinasabi ko, attorney, kaya nga kino-confirm ko.
Counsel, if you please. Witness may answer. Objection is overruled. Witness said that she indeed disallowed and or gave AOMs because there was no proof of success. I even remember her saying, wala naman daw nahuli. So please answer, Celine.
Yes po, kasama po yun sa notice of disallowance ko na na-issue noong March 31, 2026. Hindi po sufficient yung PIOR and the certification na evidence na nagpapakita ng success ng information gathering.
Okay, I get that. But are you aware that one of the purposes of intelligence work is crime prevention?
Your Honor, please, may we know where this is leading? Because we are not talking about intelligence funds. We're talking
But
about
confidential funds. So I confirm my
Confidential funds.
question, Your Honor. And I
Counsel, kindly
Yes.
wait for Attorney Caporan to finish with her objection.
Are you referring to
Counsel,
I will rephrase my question. I will rephrase my question.
counsels, please address the court, not
Your
each
Honor,
other.
Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, please, may I object to this line of questioning? In fact, I have not stood up because all the questions refer to intelligence funds, Your Honor. When the topic today is confidential funds, and I would like to put that on record, Your Honor. Especially this last question, where she
Your Honor.
specifically refers to conclusions as to use of intelligence funds.
The objection is noted, and counsel has already stated that she will rephrase. Kindly rephrase, Attorney Christine.
Alright. So, ang tanong ko kanina, no? Sabi nyo nga, no? Dinisallow nyo yung rewards kasi nga walang evidence of success ng information gathering. Tama ho?
Opo.
Okay. Kasi nga ho, gusto nyo ho ng proof na may nahuli. Sinabi nyo yan kahapon sa testimony nyo.
Yes po, kasi naipakita po doon yung probable threat. So, ang hinihanap na proof of success is kung may na-apprehend.
Okay, apprehended. So, apprehensions, no? So, ang tanong ko sa'yo ngayon, alam niyo ho ba, no? Do you know that one of the purposes of a confidential activity or a surveillance is crime prevention? Alam niyo ba yun?
Ang sa confidential...
Hindi, alam niyo ba yun? Tanong ko lang ho, alam niyo ba na isa sa mga purposes ng surveillance or ng confidential work ay crime prevention? Alam niyo ba yun?
kasama po ang crime prevention, pero depende rin
Hindi,
ito sa
just answer my question, yes or no?
Attorney Celine,
Do you agree? Yeah.
kasama po ba yun o hindi?
Yung sa crime prevention po, kasama po yun sa...
Wait,
pero
that's-
depende pa rin po ito sa magiging sa mandate po ng
Ang ganda na,
agency.
kasama po ba siya sa surveillance at paggamit ng confidential fund, crime prevention? Yes or no?
Opo, kasama po.
Okay, salamat, Celine. Okay. In fact, meron tayong tatlong klase ng surveillance work. Alam niyo ba yun, Celine? May background ho kayo sa mga surveillance, intelligence work, confidential work.
Based lang po sa joint circular na for surveillance activities yung confidential fund.
So actually, yung surveillance do you agree with me? May tatlong klase ho yan. Una, preventive surveillance. Alam niyo ba yun?
No basis, Your Honor. No
Hindi,
basis for
tinatanong
this
ko lang
question.
ako kung alam niyo ba
Your
na
Honor, the surveillance work that this
Your Honor,
witness testified to is as defined in the circular, Your
so
Honor.
what is surveillance work as defined in the circular?
Ito po yung yung kasing, di ba po yung confidential expenses is used by agencies for surveillance and surveillance activities na makakatulong po sa na maisagawa ang mandate ng isang
Okay,
agency.
sige. Sige, nandun na tayo sa may sagawa yung mandate nila. So, tanong ko sa'yo, did the circular limit that to crime prevention? Kasi nga sabi mo, kailangan to apprehension. Kasi nga sabi mo, dapat may mahuli. Sinabi mo ba yan sa JC na dapat may mahuli?
Ang nakalagay po kasi sa JC under 4.8.5 is proof of
Sorry,
success.
Your Honor, please.
Let the witness answer, Your
Your
Honor.
Honor, please, can the
Starting officer, can the counsel be instructed not to stop the witness at mid-sentence, Your Honor?
Your Honor, please, can the witness be directed to just answer with yes or no? The counsel has her time to ask clarificatory questions later
Your Honor,
during
Question, not all
redirect, Your
questions.
Honor.
Not all questions can be answered by yes
I'm
or
on
no.
cross, Your Honor, please.
Counsel,
Never mind if you're on cross. There are limits to cross-examination. Misleading questions are not allowed.
They are allowed.
Counsels,
I don't think I need to lecture
please,
you that.
counsels, let's not allow the generational or seeming generational divide increase the tension in the courtroom. Let's keep it a notch lower.
Your Honor, please, I am preventing myself from giving her a spanking, Your Honor. That is what I would
Your Honor,
stand
please.
in the
again, counsels,
generational divide, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
you are all members of the bar and
Yes,
you're
Your Honor.
all counsels
I
for the
submit, I submit.
parties. And we will be treating and looking at each one equally. At Miss Eileen,
Yes, Your
Ah,
Honor,
that's also-
I promise to henceforth behave.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
can I please respond quickly lang? No? I have high respect for Attorney Capuna. In fact, she's one of
you
my
can end there,
idols.
counsel.
Let's end here, let's end here.
You can end there.
This might
with the
sound like a,
respect.
it might sound like a eulogy, Your Honor, I'm still very much alive.
Your Honor, kahapon niya, hindi ko nga siya kinukulit, di ba? Kahit may mga questions na doon na leading, hindi naman allowed yun sa direct examination eh. I respected her.
You can end there, counsel. Let's
Yeah,
respect
thank you.
her. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Miss Eileen, ayon sa tanong ng counsel, simple lang po naman, nakalagay ba sa Joint Memorandum Circular 2015-01 na kailangan may mahuli para maging successful ang isang pagbigay ng reward or information?
Wala pong nakalagay. Ang nakalagay lang po, proof of success of information gathering and or surveillance.
So, interpretasyon niyo po yun na dapat may mahuli para maging successful.
Ay based po yon sa aking professional judgment and based on evaluation po ng documents. na ito is based po sa joint circular.
Pero hindi po yun nakalagay sa joint circular na maliwanag.
Hindi po. Nakalagay lang po proof of
Interpretasyon nyo
success.
na po yun.
Doon po sa pag-evaluate ko, yun po yung naging basis.
Okay.
Okay.
Please proceed, Attorney Christie.
Salamat po. Okay, so sa tingin nyo, no, dahil gusto nyo dapat may huli, hindi part ng confidential activity yung crime prevention? Ganun mo ba? Hindi yung siya part nun?
Pwede pong pakiuli.
At hindi yung part yung crime prevention na walang nangyaring masama. Doon sa event na yun, hindi yung part ng confidential work or surveillance.
Hindi pa po siya sufficient as proof of success.
Hindi siya sufficient. So, dapat talaga may mangyari na krimen at may mahuli para kung may proof of success tayo.
Kasi nga po, meron po yung for payment of information and payment of reward. So, yung payment of information, yun kasi yung nakakatulong sa...
Simple lang naman yung tanong ko, Celine, no? What if walang nangyari na masama dahil nga sa ginawang confidential work? At nag-certify ngayon sila Chika na walang nangyari na masama. There was no untoward incident. Ano yan?
Your Honor,
Isn't that a proof of success or not?
What is the objection of counsel?
the question is speculative, Your Honor. This is not based on what ifs. This is based on facts and documents submitted, not on the what ifs of counsel for respondent.
It's
Your
not a
Honor.
what if counsel because it was stated in the report that there was no untoward incident. Actually, that would have been one of the questions of the presiding officer as well. Later on, Attorney Celine, ibahin natin ang payment for reward at payment for information. Ang payment for reward, yun ang hinahanapan mo ng success.
Opo, tama po.
Yung payment of information, hindi mo hinahanapan ng success yun.
Hindi po.
Tama po ba?
Opo, tama po.
So yung reward, kaya yung reward ang dinisallow at yung information, hindi mo dinisallow yung bayad na yan, di ba?
Hindi po. Hindi po natin salaw yung purchase of information.
So ang dinisallow mo lang ay yung payment of reward, for rewards rather.
Opo, tama.
At yun ang hinahanapan mo ng success, hindi yung information.
Hindi po.
Magkaiba yan.
Opo, magkaiba po yun.
Okay. You may proceed, counsel.
Okay. So, doon sa payment of success, no, bilang requirement nyo na may dapat nahuli, no? So, ibig sabihin ho ba nun, dapat may mangyaring masama para may mahuli?
Kasi po, gaya nga po nung kaninang dinidifferentiate.
Hindi, sagutin nyo lang ho yung tanong ko. Simple lang naman yun, di ba? Kailangan may mahuli. So, ano ho ba yun? Dapat may mangyaring masama para may mahuli?
Yun po, di ba po ang nakalagay dun sa probable threats is may NPA. Ang hinahanap po kasing proof of success dun, yun nga po, kung may nahuli ba. Kasi yung pagkakaroon ng untoward incidents, pwede po rin kasi mag-fall sa purchase of information. Dahil sa purchase of information, nagkaroon ng, there were no untoward incidents. Yun po kasi yung parang pagkakaiba nila sa payment of rewards.
Okay, so yun yung interpretasyon mo. No? So, bawal magbayad ng reward dahil nagkaroon ng tip na may information na may mga taong may gagawin na masama.
Your Honor,
Tapos, Your Honor, I'm on cross-examination. Tapos, napigilan natin kasi nga hindi tayo pumunta sa lugar na yon, hindi tayo nag-conduct ng event sa petsa na yon based on confidential information. So, walang untoward incident. So,
Your-
bawal nung bayaran ng reward yung tao na
Excuse me.
nagbigay ng information.
are you done with the question? Don't answer.
I think right now she is.
I make an objection, Your Honor.
Yes, what's your objection, counsel?
Your Honor, the counsel is now asking a misleading question. She is mixing payment of rewards and payment for information. Your Honor, the list required by this witness is for payment of rewards. Precisely, payment of information is not disallowed. Now, counsel is saying payment of information is may we ask her to reform? Is she
Yeah, I
referring
can-
to
I can-
payment of rewards
Reward,
or
Your Honor.
payment for information? Because the information here is not disallowed.
Again,
Is not
counsel.
disallowed in the AOMs, Your Honor.
Again, counsels, kindly address
Your
the
Honor.
court or the presiding officer and not talk to each other directly. Miss Eileen, to abbreviate and save on the court's time. Miss Eileen, kapag kami nagbigay ng impormasyon, naghahanap ng threat, baka may threat sa Vice President, may nagbigay ng impormasyon, walang threat. Ligtas ang Vice President pag nagpunta siya dyan. Hindi magka-classify yun na pwedeng bigyan ng reward at success. Hindi naman kailangan, di ba? Sanay tayo sa reward na nakatakip yung mukha, di ba? Tinuro kung saan nagtatago yung akusado, tinuro kung saan nagtatago kung sino man. Di yun, reward. Pero wala bang reward kapag ka sinabing, okay magpunta dyan, walang problema, wala kayong kailangan alalahanin. Is that information or can that also be reward?
Magpo-fall po siya sa information.
So, saan kailan lang magiging reward yun kapag ka may naturo?
Opo, kasi yung proof of success.
Tuloy niyo po.
Yun yung proof of success ng information na ibigay kasi may na-apprehend po or yun po, ganun po.
Yun, ulitin ko po yan ang interpretasyon nyo, pero wala po yan sa Joint Memorandum Circular.
Opo, based po sa, yun po lang yung hinihingi under item 4.8.5.3.
Saan nyo ba binasa yung interpretasyon nyo yan? Yan ba yung ginawa ng lahat ng mga nauna sa inyo sa pwestong yan? Kinopya nyo lang? Or sarili nyo po yan at ngayon lang ginawa yan?
Doon po sa mga ibang na-audit ko, ang ina-attach po talaga nila is yung payment of rewards na may mga nahuli po.
So lahat ng in-audit nyo nung nakaraan, for consistency sake, merong nahuli o na-apprehend?
May ganun pong mga naka-attach na mga dokumento.
At tulad dun sa iba, kapag walang nahuli o na-apprehend sa reward, ini-AOM o dinidisala o sinususpend nyo?
Hinahanapan po namin ng proof of success. Opo.
Na may nahulingan?
Opo.
To prove consistency on your part. But do you have any knowledge na yung mga predecessor mo, yan din yung standard na ginamit?
Pare-pareho po kami na based sa joint circular po ang aming basis ng audit.
Pero wala nga dun eh. So, interpretasyon mo, yan at yan yung interpretasyon din ng mga nauna sa'yo sa pagkakaalam mo?
Sa akin po yun naging
Sa'yo lang.
interpretation.
Okay. You may proceed. Katrina
Salamat
Christine.
po, Your Honor. I will go back to podium. After nung na-evaluate niyo po yung mga responses po, no, ng OVP, and in good quarter po, di ba po, na 2022?
Hindi po.
Sige. So, doon na tayo sa notice of suspension kasi naabutan nyo na ho yun, di ba po?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. So, doon sa fourth quarter ng 2022, no? Nag-issue kayo ng notice of suspension dated December 13, 2023. Tama po ba?
Opo, tama po.
Okay. Pero sa 2023 wala kayong na-issue na notice of suspension.
Opo, tama po.
Okay. I'm going to direct you to the JC section 3.2. Ralph, kindly give her a copy of the JC. 3.2 notice of suspension. Nakita niyo na ho? 3.2 nakita niyo ho?
3.20
Okay.
po.
So, sinasabi mo dyan, refers to a written notification to the head of agency and or accountant informing of the temporary disallowance in audit of CE. CE po ay confidential expenses.
Opo, tama po.
And or IE, which appear illegal, improper, irregular, unless satisfactorily explained or justified by the responsible officers or until requirements on matters raised in the course of audit are complied with. Tama po?
Opo, tama po.
Pero in the case of the first and to third quarters, wala ko kayong in-issue na notice of suspension. Tama ho?
Wala pong notice of suspension.
Therefore, the the Vice President, Office of the Vice President, was not able to comment on any supposed finding of the COA. Walang opportunity ho na magbigay ng comment yung Office of the Vice President bago pa ho ma-issue yung notice of disallowance.
Dumiretso po ito sa notice of
Mamaya ho, tatanungin ho kita. Doon muna tayo sa notice of suspension. So walang naibigay na oportunidad para mag-comment ang Office of the Vice President to any notice of suspension na hindi naman na-serve.
Wala pong notice of suspension na na-issue.
Thank you. Salamat po. Now, sinabi mo rin kahapon na you dispense with the notice of suspension because there was a supposed violation of 6.1.1 of the JC.
Yes po, tama po.
Okay. Nasa JC ho ba, no, joint circular na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, didiretso kayo sa notice of disallowance?
Under po kasi sa 3.19, nakalagay po doon na yung disallowance is written notification to the head of agency and or accountant informing and requiring the persons liable to restitute the amount kasi nga po nakalagay dito as a result of illegal, irregular, and improper disbursement or expenditure of such funds.
So, naiintindihan po kita sa no? Ang tanong ko ho, nasa joint circular pa ho, na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, ay didiretso ho kayo sa notice of disallowance. Nasa JC ho yan?
Kasi nga po yung
Sagutin nyo lang ho yung tanong ko, nandun ho ba o wala?
pwede pong pakiulit yung tanong.
Sige, nasa joint circular ho ba na pag may violation ng 6.1.1, didiretso na kayo sa notice of disallowance. Hindi nyo na kailangan mag-issue ng notice of suspension.
Opo, kasi irregular na po
Hindi
yung...
po, ito po ang tinatanong ko po ay mismo yung provision na yung sinasabi ho ba niya, you can directly issue notice of disallowance without...
Your Honor, this is ask and answer.
Asked and answered. That is your answer, Counsel. It's not in the memorandum circular, Saili, right?
Meron po, ang notice of disallowance po kasi ini-issue siya pag irregular na po yung paggamit ng pondo po.
Um,
So,
Tama po kayo, pero walang